What's the ROI on social media posts? I've been having this discussion with a bunch of friends of mine, and we've had all sorts of discussions about likes and profile views and shares and comments and all those types of things. And it got me wondering, what actually is the ROI? So to think of the ROI, you have to think first of what the I is, the investment. The investment is time. Now, in terms of time, I would relate what we do on social media and this type of video as kind of akin to training for a professional sports person. They go training, but they can't actually measure whether that training session gave them that little bit extra of effort, or that little bit extra skill, or that little bit extra advantage over their opposition. And then the guy or the girl who comes in a little bit earlier, the half hour earlier, and leaves half hour later, well, what's the ROI for that extra effort compared to their teammates and then the competition? You just don't know. It's just something you have to do, and perhaps something you want to do. The return is completely unknown. I think it's very short-sighted to say, well, I spent 15 hours on social media posts this month and I didn't get anything out of it. That's not the point. Sometimes people don't like your posts. Most people are lurkers. I had this occur to me today when I was doing a phone conversation with a client, and they said to me like, oh my God, you're all over LinkedIn. You're like this LinkedIn celebrity. And I'm thinking, I've actually never seen you like a post or interact. It just goes to show that the reach goes beyond the numbers. So not only do we not know the actual number of the return, I don't actually know who's seen my stuff, but also you don't know that whether that effort that I put in, the investment, is directly linked to that return. All I know is that I do this because I enjoy doing it. I love the sharing. And a lot of people do it for that reason. If you do it to game the system just to get business, I don't think you're going to get anywhere. Another friend of mine recently, he said to me, Gary Vaynerchuk, with the now famous American, let's call him motivational speaker and entrepreneur, he came to Australia and spoke to 3,000 people. He said at the end of the talk, he said, what I know is that of all you 3,000 people here, none of you are going to do what I say. And the reason for that is you've got nothing to say, which was a pretty harsh thing to say. But I think what he was getting to was that there are very, very few people who get out there and do this every day. Most people are consumers of content. Steve Jobs knew it when he was creating iPhones. These iPhones and iPads, they are consumption tools. They are not tools to create on necessarily. It's for someone to sit in front of the TV on an iPad and consume newspapers, movies, Netflix, whatever. Most people are consumers. Very, very few people are out there putting content. So if you're a content provider, don't worry about it. If you're not a content provider and you're thinking of putting stuff on, don't worry about your likes and everything else. Now, occasionally you're going to get something that's going to spike and go awesomely well, as happened to me last week. That was hugely satisfying, great fun for me, and kind of validating. But I know that I'm going to go straight back down there and just back to where I am at the moment. I'm cool with that, and I'm enjoying putting the content out. And I hope you're enjoying watching my content. Take care, Stephen DiPietro. Thanks again for tuning in.